Oh my, what?
Oh, I hit my funny bone.
Oh.
Hello, second channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Kylie, but I also go by Haunted Hippie on my horror channel. But today we're vlogging a little bit. We're gonna kick off the day at Horror Vibes Coffee in North Hollywood, and then we are taking you along with us as we go to all the shooting locations of the original Halloween from 1978. Also, we're gonna stop by probably a few Buffalo Exchanges, and we have some clothing to sell and hopefully buy. So let's go get some coffee. I'm hungry. They were out of my signature favorite drink, the May Queen, and so I got the Bride of Frankenstein matcha latte, and that was also very, very good. But now we are on our way to the first location, which is the Doyle and Wallace houses. They're on the same street, so we will check in with you there. Oh wait, one more thing actually. We also just got breakfast at a place called City Kitchen, and the food was really good, but the wait time was atrocious, so do with that what you will. And subscribe, Just click the like button, the notification bell, that way you never miss the next video. You know what, and another thing. Also, my voice is sounding a little different today because we went to karaoke last night. It was my best friend's birthday, and so we all dressed up as SpongeBob characters actually. So Scott and I were Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and it was awesome. We killed it. You couldn't get me to stop singing. Couldn't stop, wouldn't stop. My soul yearned to sing the tunes, so my throat hurts a bit. Oh, my throat hurts a bit today. The houses look really different now, and the Wallace house is under construction. It's kind of almost unrecognizable, which is a little bit sad. But I also have a bonus location during this vlog. I actually am going to take you to Nancy Thompson's house from A Nightmare on Elm Street because it's pretty close to here. So let's hit it. So the new owners of this house are not super cool with tourists coming out and like hanging around the property, so we're not gonna do that. Love the Harris Wall signs. They also put up like a lot of plants, and this fence didn't used to be there. I don't know that I necessarily recommend coming to this house. You can't really see too much anyways. They did repaint the door red. I don't know if that's from the original movie or from one of the sequels. That's nice, but yeah, not super tourist friendly. Taking good advantage of the real estate though. Very nice. But we're gonna flip around and show you the other side of the street so you can see Glenn's house.
You don't need a stretcher up there. You need a mop.
Back to our schedule of Halloween shooting locations. Up next, where are we going?
Michael Myers hardware store.
Next up, we are going to Michael Myers' house. Unfortunately, it's apparently not open today according to Google, but then also just down the block is the hardware store. Now I think it's like an Indian restaurant, but you know, yeah, can knock out both those locations the next stop. I just was getting an action shot. Oh my god. My chemistry book and my math book and my Spanish book and my English book and let's see. Well, I always forget my books. Who needs books anyways?
Well, who needs books anyway? I don't need books. I always forget all of my books.
This past stop was a huge success because I thought that we might get really lucky and the Google hours for the Myers house would be wrong, and I was correct about that. We were able to go into the gallery as you saw, and then also it's maybe like a 5-minute walk over to Laurie's house. So very good stop, very well worth it. Now we are going to the infamous hedge. And then after that we only have the elementary school, which it's Sunday, it's closed, don't worry. And then we also have the cemetery, and then we're done. footage. Okay, so we actually are gonna call it at the elementary school in terms of shooting locations because the graveyard, it would add 40 minutes to our whole journey today. And we have a dinner to get to, so I'll do that at some other point in life. Honestly, going into the little Myers gallery at the Myers house was more than worth it. I'm so glad that we did that. I would have rather done that than go to the graveyard, so I'm pretty content. We're gonna go to Buffalo and then I'll probably wrap this video up at home. Hello, I'm home now. This is my regular shooting location for my horror channel. If you're into the vibes, go check that out once this video is over. I've recently posted my deep dive on Halloween 3 and my deep dive of the Halloween Thorn trilogy is coming out soon. And then I keep Halloween up year round over there. So yeah, but right now I just want to walk you through kind of how we planned out this day. It was so beneficial to have our whole route mapped out. And I also want to show you what we got from the Michael Myers house as well as what I got from Buffalo Exchange because I got a really cool piece of horror clothing in due time. But if you want to do things the way that we did, and this is not me fully endorsing you guys going and like gawking at people's actual houses. I didn't even get out of the car for some of them, okay? It's really important to be respectful. When I did take video of myself like in front of a house or something, we did it really quickly. Like we got out of the car and we were out there for maybe 2 minutes, like getting the footage we wanted, and then we were out of there. I was not gonna make a whole like production, you know what I mean? Please be respectful, okay? But this was our route. If you want to start at Horror Vibes Coffee, I highly recommend it. My favorite drink there is the May Queen. I just love matcha though. So if you're not a matcha girly, then they have lots of other options. And then from there, it was really easy to get over to the Wallace and Doyle houses. It was like maybe 20 minutes to get over there, especially because it was a Sunday, which I want to recommend because that's when there will be the least amount of traffic. Trust me, do not do this on a weekday. As a native Los Angelian, we do not recommend. It was kind of unfortunate that the Doyle house was looking a little bit unrecognizable, and honestly same with the Wallace house, but that house looks gorgeous. I hope that the updates to the Doyle house are gonna do it justice, but it seems like they've already removed some of the features that made the house look so unique. I don't know if they're doing that to try to like get away from its look in the movie or something, but that did bum me out a little bit. Also, the houses look so much smaller in person. That was weird. I think that it's the anamorphic lenses, the really wide lenses that John Carpenter likes to use, just made the houses in the neighborhood feel so grand, but also because back then in the 70s, it was normal not to have like giant hedges separating you from your neighbors. The layouts were a lot more open back then and people like actually talked to each other, I guess. I don't know. So that also kind of made the houses feel a little smaller and like a little bit more claustrophobic. It was obviously still very cool to see. From there, it is really easy to get to the Nightmare on Elm Street house. It's literally like 2 minutes away, but you do have to cross a really busy street in Hollywood. Like you literally have to cross Sunset Boulevard and there is no light there at that crossing, so just be careful. And I really do not recommend getting out and taking pictures or doing anything on the property of the Nightmare on Elm Street house. Maybe someday we'll be so lucky to have the house designated as a historical landmark, or a fan of the franchise might move into the house. But as it is right now, I completely understand them being the type of people that just don't want their house to be a tourist location. People have all types of reasons for moving into the houses that they move into, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, why did they move into a house if they know the history of it? People have their reasons, okay? It's all right. They'll probably move out someday. But Glenn's house looked really good. I was excited to see that one too. Then we made the long trek over to Pasadena, and I know that in montage form it seems like, oh, boom, 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 what a day. We just get to see all the locations. There's a lot of driving to get to Pasadena, okay? Even with no traffic, I think it took us about 35 minutes to get over there. But then once you're over there, the locations are all very close together. So first up, we went to the Myers house, and I don't know if they just have different hours during this season, but on Google it says they're closed on Sundays, which maybe that's true when it's not fall time, but it was open for us, so we went in. And maybe now I will show you what we got at the Michael Myers place, and then later on I'll show you what I got from Buffalo. You actually already saw it in the video, so whatever. I just love how understated this is. I feel like even when it's not the fall season, having this up will just maintain the vibes, but it's not too much, you know, because I do also throw up even extra decor when it's Halloween time to get more into the spirit of things, you know. But this is definitely like a year-round piece of art. I'm so excited to move and frame it, and I'm speaking quietly because I don't want my landlord to hear me, but I am so tired of living here. It's called A Fog in Haddonfield. It was done in 2021 by Alan Delasio. There is their information. Shout out. This print was only 30 bucks and it is gorgeous. What I didn't realize is that that place would be so photo op heavy. I was really excited to see all the stuff that they had in the gallery, and there wasn't too much. You know, it is $20 for entry, and I am fine with that because I do want to donate to their mission. Want to keep it alive, what they have going there. But it is a lot of photo ops, so I wish that I brought my actual camera because we didn't end up taking any pictures there. I did take some pictures with Bob. That was cute, but that prop is not in a great location because we just always ended up with like backlighting from the window right next to it. I just need to bring my better camera next time. I'll probably go next year because I really wanted to go to one of their screenings. This year they were showing Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, and I think Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. In the back they have this nice little area to screen the movies, but it is really small. I don't know how many tickets they sell, if they're the type of place to oversell. If you do go to one of their events, I would imagine that you should probably get there really early to make sure that you get a good seat because the layout of the little backyard there is a little bit awkward, but super cool. I definitely want to check out one of their events in the future. It's just crazy to me because that house was scheduled to be bulldozed, but then in 1987 they decided to salvage it and just literally move the entire house to where it sits now. It's so perfectly set up as a nice little tourist spot. There also is a cool vintage shop that's right across the street, and there are a couple cool little bakeries. You could probably go and make a little day of it. You can get breakfast there, and also while you're there you might as well go to Laurie's house, which is where we went to next. It really was just like a 5-minute walk from the Myers house to get to Laurie Strode's house, and that ended up being probably my favorite location. I don't know why, it just gave me such a warm fuzzy feeling. I think probably because it's one of the locations that looks the most similar to how it did in the movie, and also it's right across the street from this great public library. It's a really nice little neighborhood. I'm like, do I want to move to Haddonfield? I think it's because all those houses there were built around the 1920s, and so they actually have good architecture. They don't look like all the ugly tract houses that have gone up since then. But that's a great stop. Like, if you don't have time to go to all these shooting locations, like if you just want to stay here in Pasadena, you don't want to go all the way out to Hollywood, this is probably the best stop that I can recommend because you can hit the Myers house. There is the little gallery you can go into. You can see the hardware store or even dine in it because it's a restaurant now, and you can go to Laurie's house. That was my favorite little 45-minute chunk of the day for sure. And it's only 5 minutes to get to the hedge scene from there. I was surprised by two things. Number one, that it looks so similar to how it did when they were shooting the movie, and two, that it was smaller than I imagined. I don't know why. In the movies everything seems so big, or maybe I'm just taller than Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know how tall she is. She's 5'7". Yeah, I got a couple inches on her. It's just kind of weird. It's like how you go to Disneyland as a child and then you go back as an adult and you're like, everything seems a lot smaller than I remember here, but really cool nonetheless just because of how similar it still looked. And then from there, it is only 5 minutes to get to the elementary school as well. And despite all of the modern fencing and everything and the new playground that's in there instead of, I think that there was like a tree in a little grassy area before, the vibes are there. Like, I was pretty stoked on that, and that actually I think was Scott's favorite location to see. He couldn't really articulate it. I'm just guessing because the vibes were there, or maybe he just had fun pretending to be Michael standing there. I don't know. And if you're gonna go there, please go on the weekend. Don't go when there are actually children there. That would be weird. You'd think that that would go without saying, but like, you never know. Then finally, we were meant to go to the graveyard, but we would have to go all the way out to Sierra Madre, and that just would have added too much time to our day, like I said. But I recently learned that there are some Halloween 3 shooting locations in Sierra Madre. At least one. There's at least one. So someday we'll get out there. I do want to see that cemetery at some point in my life, but I'm not too broken up about it. So then after that, of course, we went to the Buffalo Exchange in South Pasadena. I had never been to that one, and we found something related to A Nightmare on Elm Street. So here she is. This is the front. It's this nice big long sweater, And then here is the back. I really dig it. Obviously, I'll wear this to make Nightmare on Elm Street related content, but also I could see myself sort of styling this as like a little dress or something, wearing it with big, tall black boots. Maybe I'd wear it like as a convention outfit or something. Someday. Was very pleased with that find. I had such a blast making this little vlog. I hope that you had fun joining me. I really want to do this more in the future, and I do want to invest in better equipment to get better footage when I'm out and about, but I also hate to be that influencer out in the wild. Like I said, I really just don't recommend going in with that approach. I find that very cringy, so I just like to do it on my phone, but hopefully I can figure out how to keep making that better and better. There are lots of other spooky vlogs on this channel. I have a whole playlist dedicated to that actually, and then if you're also interested in just travel in general, then there is a lot of that content too. I have frequented Europe many times, many countries, so there's a lot of content about that, including doing physical media hunting in the UK actually. That is another huge topic of this channel. If you didn't notice, this is most certainly a second channel because it's just kind of, it contains all my hobbies, and physical media is a huge passion of mine. So if you're into physical media, there is a massive playlist on this channel as well. I know that spooky season is coming to a close, but for us, it doesn't. For us, it lives on all year round. So stick with me, keep the Halloween spirit alive. I know that October is quickly coming to a close. I feel like it went by so fast, but thanks for being here to celebrate with me. Like I've already said, definitely check out my main channel, my horror channel. There is lots of other Halloween content over there. The playlist is like at least 30 videos long at this point. You can also check out my Patreon. There are bonus videos every single week, depending on which tier you join. More than anything, I just hope that you enjoyed this video and that I catch you in the next one. Bye.